Good morning, Year 4. We're going to be going through the answers from the questions yesterday. Well done to all those people who downloaded the questions and had a go at them yesterday. Well done. Right, so here are your answers from the first one, from the first section. So 3 times 54 is equal to 162. 852 divided by 6 is equal to 142. 7 multiplied by 263 is equal to 1,841. 8 times 371 is equal to 2,968. 204 divided by 6 is equal to 34. 378 divided by 7 is equal to 54. 452 times 9 is equal to 4,068. 832 divided by 7 is equal to 118, remained 4. 925 divided by 8 is equal to 115, remained 5. And last but not least, 582 times 4 is equal to 2,328. Right, let's have a look at the fluency for the problem solving questions now. So, tricky one, I thought. Right. Whitney is thinking of a 2-digit number that is less than 50. When it is divided by 2, there is no remainder. When it is divided by 3, there is a remainder of 1. When it is divided by 5, there is a remainder of 3. What number is Whitney thinking of? So, to help me with this one, I'm going to split it down. I'm looking at the first bit there first. Whitney is thinking of a 2-digit number less than 50. So I know such and such number is less than 50. When it is divided by 2, there is no remainder. So if it's divided by 2 and there's no remainder, that means it must be an even number. When it is divided by 3, there is a remainder of 1. So how's that going to help me? So when I know that it must be one more, so it's in the threes. Something times 3 plus 1. Right. And when it is divided by 5, there is a remainder of 3. So again, if I times it by 5, there's a remainder of 3. What number is Whitney thinking of? Right, so that helps a little bit. That splits it down to any number below 50, so that'll help me. Right, then I know that it must be even. So that halves all the numbers below 50. Right, and then if I times it by 3, it must equal. If I times it by 3, I've got to add 1 on. So let's think about all the numbers that I could have that with. So I could have 4, because that's even. 3 times 2 is 6, and if I add 1 on that, it'd be 7. That's not even, so I can't have that one. Right, let's have a think as we go down. 5 times by 3 times by 5 and add 3. Right, okay, let's think about this. Right, to help me figure it out, I've written my 3 times table down the side of here. Now I know that if I've times it by 3 and then I add 1 to it, it has to be even. So I know it can't be this one, because if I add 1 to 6, that will equal 7, and that's an odd number. 12 won't work either. 18 won't work. 24 won't work, and 30 won't work. Right, now if I've got a multiple of 5 and I add 3 on, I go 5 and then I add 3 on, so it must be the units must be 8, because if I times it by 5 and I've got 5 and I go 5, 6, 7, 8, right, 8 is an even number, and if I times it by 5 and add 3 on, that's my answer. So I need a multiple of 3 where I add 1 where it's equal to 20, something ending in 8. So I can have 4, no, that won't work. 10, no, that won't work. 16 won't work. 22 won't work. 28. Let's see if 28 works. Right, 28 is less than 50. It's even. If it's a multiple of 3 and add 1 on, yeah. If I times something by 5 and add 3 on, yeah, because 25, 26, 27, 28. The answer is 28. Right, next one. How would you use times table facts to help you calculate how many days there are in 15 weeks? Complete the sentences. Right, I need to find first how many days are in 1 week. I remember from when we did time before, there are 7 days in 1 week. So I'm finding out how many days are in 10 weeks. So 7 times 10 is equal to 70. So there are 70 days in 10 weeks. How many days are in 5 weeks? 7 times 5 is 35. Then I can take both my answers from there and do 35, add 70 is equal to, so 70 add 30 is 100, add the 5 on, 105. So I know there are 100, I can squeeze it in this little gap, 105 days in 15 weeks. Mrs. White's class are selling tickets at £2 each for the school play. The class can sell 1 ticket for each chair in the hall. There are 7 rows of chairs in the hall. Each row contains 9 chairs. How much money will they make? So the first bit of my calculation that I'm going to do is 7 multiplied by 9. I know that 7 times 9 is equal to 63. Then I know that they can sell, that's how many chairs are in the hall. So they can sell each chair for £2. So now I need to do 63 multiplied by 2. Right, if I double 6, that's equal to 12. So double 60 is equal to 120. Double 3 is equal to 6. So it's 126. So my answer, because I have to remember my units, or I might be talking about cats, monkeys, dogs, is equal to 126 pounds. So that's how much money they will make. Right, I'm hoping you found this one a little bit harder. Right, my watch says I do an average of 683 steps an hour between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. On average, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., how many steps do I do? So first, I need to find how many hours are between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. So you've got 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Right, I've used my fingers there. I know that there are 7 hours between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. So I need to do 683 multiplied by 7. Let's give this a go. So here we go. Right, let's go for it. So I know that 3 times 7 is equal to 21. 7 times 8 I know is equal to 56. Got a 2 there already, so that becomes 58. And then 7 times 6 is equal to 42, but I've got a 5 there already, so that becomes a 7. So my answer should be 4,781. Right, so I hope you enjoyed those questions, guys. It's always good to recap over our times tables as well. Today, I want you to make sure that you're going on Times Table Rockstars and making sure that you're going on there and practicing your times tables on there. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Well done this week.